Hi, Mark Setch here. Over these last few weeks in these truly crazy times in which we've been living, I've been asked lots of questions, but two questions I've been asked quite a lot. One, why is it in times of crisis that people panic buy? I mean, it happens every crisis almost, we see this, don't we? And secondly, why in times of crisis are some people obsessively addicted to the news cycle, watching it almost every waking hour? It's not only happening now in COVID-19 era, it happens in floods, it happens in fires. Remember 9/11, just watching those same images of the Twin Towers falling over and over again, the same stuff. Why do people do these things? Well, one thing we need to understand, and that's this. Every one of us has a need for certainty. The need for certainty is a basic core human need. But here's the thing. We can choose to meet this need for certainty in resourceful ways or unresourceful ways. So let's look at panic buying. It's meeting the need for certainty. We worry we're going to run out of stuff, so we go and hoard up as much stuff as we can. Is that meeting that need for certainty resourcefully? I would say not, because others miss out. Others are excluded. Same with watching the news constantly. It's meeting a need for certainty. We want more information. We want to know. Is watching it all the time resourceful? I would say not, because most of what we hear is the same old stuff, and most of it is beyond our control. And when we focus on stuff that's outside of our control, it creates this stress. It creates this anxiety that causes this irrational, illogical behavior. Like the emotional part of our brain takes over the rational, logical part of our brain. That's grossly oversimplified, but this isn't the time or place for a lesson in neurobiology. But that's what happens. So the question is, how can I meet my need for certainty in resourceful ways in this time that we're in now? I just want to suggest two things. Firstly, to ask, what can I do with the resources I have that is within my control? For example, we can choose to eat in a healthy way. We can choose to exercise. It's well proven that those things contribute to reducing stress and anxiety. If it's healthy for your body, it will be healthy for your brain. Similarly, we can reach out to others. What can I do to be kind and helpful for others? That releases positive emotions in us that can counteract and overtake those negative emotions. Little things make a difference. This morning I went down to my local cafe and to get a coffee, and I said, I'd like a medium flat white, but I'd like you to charge me for a large. I thought she was going to cry. That amounted to less than $1. That's not going to save her business. But it was rather the fact that I cared, that I recognised what she was going through. That meant so much to her. And I just felt so good. I felt so positive. Little things can make a big difference. What can I do within my control that shows kindness and helpfulness to others? What can I do to think beyond the square? We've seen huge, greatly innovative examples of people turning their businesses online because rather than focus on what they can't do, they're asking, what can I do? So to ask ourselves, what can I do with the resources I have that are within my control? And the second thing we can do is we can choose to use these times to prepare for when this time ends. Use this time to prepare for when this time ends. For example, if my work is limited now, if I'm not working, can I use this time to upskill in some way? Are there online courses what I can do? But you might say, but I can't afford online courses. But if we go down that route, we'll get stressed again because we're focused on what we can't control. What can I do? Is there free stuff I've got? Is there stuff I can just begin to look at now that doesn't cost me money? What can I do with what I have? Maybe it's not work. Maybe you've had holidays, dream holidays put on hold, or other things you'd plan to do. Can I plan now for when this ends? What can we do when we are earning money again? What goals can I set for travel, for study, for home renovations? Rather than focusing on, it's going to take us so long to recover from this. Yes, it may. But if you're able to put that thinking aside and focus on what can I do now to prepare for when it ends, that is something positive. That is something that is resourceful. So these are just two examples of how we can meet this need for certainty in uncertain times. We are in uncertain times, but how in these uncertain times can I meet this need for certainty in resourceful, positive ways? What can I do that is within my control? And how can I use this time to prepare for when this time ends? Remember, if we focus on what we can't control, our sense of being out of control will grow. But if we focus on what we can control, our sense of being in control will also grow. I hope these thoughts have been helpful. Take care, stay safe, stay well.